Okay, this is the third time I've recorded this. I don't know why it's not working. Side note, my hair looks kind of crazy. I tried to do an 80s hair and it did not turn out well, so please excuse that. But I wanted to talk about the book, The Mad Wife. I just finished it last night. I had posted about it a few days ago saying I was starting to read it, and I got a couple comments of people saying like it was pretty good. And I just wanted to talk about it. So it follows a 1950s housewife named Lucy. She lives with her husband, her two kids in suburbia. They live kind of like the quintessential suburban dream. Her husband's an architect, up for a good promotion. She stays home with her children. They play spades with their neighbors. Like, by all accounts, like, she should be so happy. But she feels a lot of unrest. She's not sleeping. She's not eating. Like, her mind is just, it's becoming a pretty dark place. And she just feels stifled. So, a new family moves into the neighborhood, and Lucy's very intrigued by the woman. She seems kind of just, there's something about her that seems a little bit off to Lucy, so she becomes sort of fixated on figuring out what's going on with this family. And then what follows is the rest of the story. There's a lot, I won't go into all of it because that's a lot of spoilers, and there's a couple twists, so I don't want to spoil that. But I do want to talk about my thoughts about the book overall. So when I checked out the Goodreads answer, it was rating, it was a 3.85, which honestly I was pretty shocked it was that high. I would probably give it a 2.5. I didn't hate the writing at all. It just, there were parts where it felt kind of obvious and like she was not giving the reader much credit, which, granted, media literacy right now is not the best, so I can understand why she would feel the need to spoon feed the audience. And I'm not saying that I'm the most intelligent reader out there, but there were a couple times where I was like, one example that I found of the writer really not trusting her audience is Lucy is in the kitchen. She sees a spider in its web, and the spider is wrapping a fly in the web. And so right away the reader can kind of see, okay, that makes sense as a metaphor for her feeling stifled in her life. The writer used a lot of nature metaphors, which I found appropriate because Lucy's from a farm. She misses being at the farm in nature. She's feeling stifled by suburbia. She misses the noises of the farm. She misses that freedom. So a nature metaphor makes sense in this book. And some further context in this scene is that Lucy and her husband have his boss over for dinner, and also Gary, the husband of the wife that Lucy is so fixated on. She's in the kitchen prepping something, and Gary, the husband of the neighbor, comes in, and she is feeling trapped by him. And so the writer really doubles down on the spider metaphor, and I don't think she's this obvious about it, but this is basically how my brain interpreted it. It was like the spider had its fly in his web, and Gary had me in his web, and it was like, okay, but that was already implied just by the nature of the metaphor. Like, so there were just a few moments throughout the book that felt a little obvious or on the nose to me, and based on the Goodreads review, it seems like a lot of people really enjoyed this book, so I could very well be in the minority here. So if the premise sounds interesting, there is a good chance that you will enjoy it. I didn't love it. It was fine. I finished the whole book. There was never a time where I was like, oh, I'm not going to finish it. It was good enough for me to want to complete the book. But yeah, it was fine. It wasn't anything to write home about, but I'd love to know what everyone else thought about it.